Yes. Okay, we are on. Yes.
Yeah, so Pirate, maybe repeat what you just said.
Oh, I said that Block did great job with philosophy and currency, and I fully expected Thomas to get the Empire achievement with construction, uh, but you didn't. And when Block got medicine, that got rid of of course, the hope for Empire. But of course, medicine could not do much. Well, it could not do anything because Thomas had the leaf majority. And
Yeah.
fermenting was the perfect card to have, at that time with
Yeah,
with the other cards.
yeah. I mean, the beginning had a lot of hard choices by both of us because,
Mhm.
with currency, and philosophy, I could have achieved age one, um, but I would have had to either um, uh, score math.
Mm.
I didn't want to do
Oh,
um, because with his fermenting and his pottery, I needed to get a tech advantage in order to have any chance of surviving. Um, and then the other option was to leave math in my hand, and I knew that was dangerous because he had masonry down and he probably had ores in his hand, and I didn't want to lose math to ores.
Mhm.
yep.
Um, so that's why on that second action I melded math. And then thwol, you used masonry and you covered up ores, which was a little bit of a relief. And then you put construction on top. And then I know you had a tough decision there too, because you wanted Empire, uh, but if you give me a card from the Empire, then I can achieve the one first.
Yeah.
So
I didn't want that because I felt like I think in the long run I want the points more than I want Empire.
yeah,
So
but then the way you had to get the points was not very good either, because you had to return multiple ones with pottery, and
yeah.
that makes pottery less effective. So I was actually kind of happy with that situation, these tough decisions, because pottery, as long as there were lots of ones returned, pottery couldn't be that dangerous.
Yes.
And then I was actually, after you chose to return with pottery, um, I was kind of hoping that you would take the slow route with pottery and return a one, score a one, return a one, score a one, because maybe then I would have enough time to score threes and fours in order to achieve either age two if I'm lucky, or age three before you. And that's actually kind of what happened, except that I got medicine and I was too tempted to build it to stop Empire, because that had to be stopped. Empire was a free point for you. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. I thought like like in general I prefer to get the scoring achievement over the special ones, and leaving it there as a threat. I thought would be helpful.
yeah,
Okay.
And
and then
what you said
I
about
mean,
pottery was true, that like it was inefficient, but at least it was putting back two ones to get a three, so
right,
it
right,
wasn't the worst possible scenario.
and then later on two ones to get a four. So
Yes.
that was good for you. Fermenting was of course good at clearing out the low cards. So that was very good for you. Um, yeah. I was happy to get age three. I thought I would get age four before you, but the timing wasn't good enough. And Yeah, and then pirate code came out and stole two twos, and I thought to myself, well, you have a lot of cards in your hand, but maybe not enough crowns, so maybe I don't need to place um place navigation,
navigation.
because I'd really like to have paper and keep drawing with paper. So I think that was the fatal mistake for me, was not melding navigation.
By the way, what did you draw when you got colonialism? What is navigation?
Well, so I got navigation the second time I used paper. So the first time I used paper, I got perspective and colonialism, and I melded colonialism, and then I scored perspective. And then the second time I used paper, then I got a lot of juicy cards. I got experimentation, printing press, and navigation. And I thought you might try to steal with construction, even though you had access to the 4s already, just to reduce my hand by 1. I thought you might do that. And I actually didn't know which of those 3 cards, which 2 I wanted to give you, because I didn't want you to have navigation, but I also didn't want to give you experimentation, because then you could share it and start causing chaos with the light bulbs. So yeah.
So at this,
yeah, and then,
at this stage, you scored perspective when we used.
Here's where I scored perspective. And maybe, well, no, you had construction out. I mean, maybe what I should have done is
maybe meld
drawn 3 cards with paper and then melded perspective and scored everything in my hand next turn.
Like you played colonialism because you were afraid of like gunpowder, or because
I played colonialism because I wanted another stack to splay, and I felt like medicine
could be
had
helpful
more potential, and I wanted the crown as well with medicine.
I see.
If the yellows were splayed left and medicine were covered, that crown was covered. So I felt like I had the bulbs advantage, but it was actually the more important thing was having the crown advantage. And when I lost that wasn't good. Yeah.
Yeah, at this stage when I got Pirate Cottage, okay, this is this is really cool.
Yeah, clothing never came out, which was a relief. Oh, I'm gonna call. Sorry.
No problem. Attica?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry. I went to get chai.
Okay, I see.
Yes. Okay. So what did I miss?
No, nothing. Just Paula got a phone call.
Okay. Yeah. Now the thing is that I really, like I said, that I loved the game. It was great. And when you guys were talking about the force that Paul had gotten through paper, that was a great move. Yep. And now see, and the thing was that with road building on his board, Paul could have stolen the wheel, but I was wondering, that would give you road building, which would be doubly dangerous for Paul. So yeah, I did not see, well, current construction was, of course, on your board. And you chose not to use it, which turned out to be a big surprise, of course. Yep, but fermenting worked in your favor. And I sort of thought that invention might come out, but that required a tuck and splay on your board, which you could not do because Paul would do the more score with that way because he had philosophy and a few colors splayed left. So you could not, you could not afford to do that. And my guess about the 6 in your hand being a blue turned out to be right because I knew you I knew you could not cover pottery because you furiously were using pottery and not melding the 6. So that was pretty interesting.
Yes.
Oh, yep. I was debating between encyclopedia and atomic theory. So
Yeah, if it had been encyclopedia, it would have been quite a
I
letdown.
know. Yeah. Yeah.
Atomic theory was really nice because like I could, like if something had gone wrong with 5 or 6, I could still aim at 7. So I just had to have enough points.
Yep. Yeah, that was, yeah, it was a interesting game. And you're right. I mean, you got the perfect cards.
Yeah,
But you know, and the thing is that with the wheel, it's so much easier to get the perfect cards, right?
you just get all of them.
You get all of them. That is true. That's so funny. You get all of them. Exactly. So yeah, let me go ahead and I haven't even started saving the game yet. Let me go ahead and make a little highlight and all the fun bit, and I'm going to start posting it onto the YouTube channel in about 2 minutes as soon as I put all those details and save it on the Twitch thing. So if you guys want to keep chatting, I'm going to be out of the chat for a bit.
Okay.
Or actually, yeah, let me go ahead and end my part of the meeting because I'm going to do that right now.
Okay.
All right, but it was great talking to both of you, and enjoy your weekend, guys. Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so sorry, but blockmonoid had to leave because of a phone call, and so this is the end of the discussion, I guess. But more or less we agreed that, like, with pirate code stealing all those points was sort of the end of it. And also he didn't expect that I would be able to pass a number of rounds again, which I could do thanks to Enterprise. And then that was really a lot of points because it was 9 points in one round, and difficult to recover from that. Also, given that at this stage I had already 30 points, and I just needed to reach 6 essentially. And so he melded navigation, but because of this I was able to steal the 6, making my life faster for getting. And then there was a bit of stealing with navigation. It was hard to get anything really. It would prevent me from achieving both 5 and 6 because the differential in score was so big. So I could just use pottery to replenish the points I had lost. And yeah, maybe with medicine and some leaves it would have been possible. Many points. Okay, I hope this was an interesting game. Bye.